It's once again time for Timeform's weekend preview video on what looks a really tricky Saturday of racing action. The ITV cameras are at Ascot, Lingfield and Haydock Park. I'm going to take a look at three races for you, beginning with Lingfield's Derby Trial at 2:30, a race which hasn't produced an Epsom Derby winner since High Rise in 1998. There have been some smart performers come out of this race in the past few years though, and this time around Anthony Van Dyke is understandably going to be all the rage for this, considering that smart form he showed as a 2-year-old last year. He went down to two potential top notches in the form of Quarto and Too Darn Hot. It's form which puts him miles clear for this on Timeform ratings, £12 to be precise, but he's likely to be an odds-on shot, so there could be value in taking him on with something else, considering that he had a busy campaign last year and this is a big step up in trip for him for all it should suit. He's back off a 190-day absence as well. I'm going to take him on though with Cap Francais. He was a promising 2-year-old in his own right in 3 starts last season and took a big step forward when finishing second in Epsom's Blue Ribbon Trial last month. Looked a smart colt in the making that day, was only beaten half a length despite being intimidated by the winner late on. I think you can give the favourite something to think about here. If able to take a step forward from that, could look the way to go at about 4-1 at the time of recording. Up next, we've got Ascot's listed Bakken Stakes at 2:50. It's really disappointing to see just 4 runners in this, and it's almost certainly going to become a match race as well between Barsanti and Seddon, who were first and third in this last year. They reopposed. Seddon has plied his trade at much higher levels since, and has generally held his form well, probably explaining why he's a touch of odds on for this. However, he's on a heck of a losing run. He hasn't won now for almost 3 years, something which just doesn't sit very well with me for all that he's been running well at high levels. And in what is likely to be a highly tactical affair, I can see him being overturned with Barsanti, who signed off with a career best effort last season in a listed race, fancying to win this again for the in-form Rogevarian team. And last but not least, we've got the Victoria Cup at Ascot at 4 o'clock. 27 runners, 7 furlong handicap. It's absolutely wide open, and admittedly this isn't my forte, but I'm struggling to knock the claims of last year's winner Rip-Off. He was wonderful, one of the stars of last year, wonderful season, won 2 big course and disc handicaps as well, including this. And one of his more appealing assets is the fact that he is remarkably consistent. Made a really pleasing reappearance at Doncaster back in March, finished 5th. Admittedly, it was down the field last time at Newbury, but the action happened away from him that day, so he can have it excused. And because of that run, he arrives here now just £2 higher than his last winning mark, which came over course and distance last October. He's remarkably consistent. The 4-cross ground might not suit him brilliantly, but he's reasonably drawn, has a strong pace to aim at, and looks a decent each-way prospect at about 11-1.